Let's begin with the first lection of this video course. And in this first lection, I just want to give you an idea what is actually possible with the tool Focus running on Stable Diffusion, which we will learn about more in further lections. I will show you some works I did either for myself or for my clients on Fiverr, and after this lection, you will fully understand how powerful these tools actually are. And after this course, you will be totally able to create images like this for yourself. With that being said, let's have a look onto my screen. Good. The first images I want to show you are images of a so-called AI influencer. And as you can see, it's a beautiful girl and she basically looks like a real influencer. We have a nice flat, she has a beautiful body, beautiful face and so on. She's in the gym and she does what influencers do. And as you can see, I had to censor her a little bit because I'm not fully sure how much skin I can show here on the platform. But you can imagine that spicy images like this are also very popular on platforms like Instagram and of course also OnlyFans and FanView. And in this course you will learn how to create exactly an influencer like this. As you can see, I already created plenty of these influencers either for myself or for clients, and there are no limits regarding the creativity, the age, the gender, the look of these models. So this is a really great opportunity. The next example I want to show you is a work I did for a client on Fiverr. And he basically provided these hair extensions down here. And my job was to create digital models wearing these hair extensions. And in this course, you will also learn how to combine real existing products, in this case, the hair extensions, with a digital model. And as you can see here, in the final result, it actually looks quite perfect, at least in my opinion. And the client is basically saving a lot of money because if he would work with real professional models, he would have to pay them a lot of money. And the images I create for him are much cheaper. In the next example, we see another funny work I did for a client on Fiverr. And this is basically for a taco commercial, and the goal was just to create a person looking quite sad and normal, and with gained body weight, the person should appear happier. And this is totally easy and super easy possible with the tool Focus, which we will hear about more in a bit. And you basically do this by using the same seed number. What a seed number is, you will learn later, and just change the prompt a little bit. And then you can keep the face and the look of this model and just change things like the body weight. So this is also part of this course. Afterwards, with the another work, here I produced a elderly professor lady for a client, and he basically wanted a professor lady for a digital online learning platform. So she's basically representing that platform. And I think he even animated her later, but this was not my job. Here we see also a very common task and highly demanded task on Fiverr. The client basically provided these images up here, the original images of this model wearing this underwear, and he wanted me to change the look of the model to a Latina style model. And this is exactly what I did. And as you can see here, the underwear is perfectly conserved. It's the same underwear as up here. All the details are 100% the same, but it's a different model. And how you do that is also subject of that course. Good. Here we see another work like this, also quite similar. In this case, the client provided these wedding dresses, and my work was also to create digital models presenting the clothing. Good. In the next example, with the also another technique we will learn in this course, and this is using a mask to very specifically change areas in an image. In this case, I created this mask to change exactly the clothing of the professor lady. So with that mask combined with that image, I inpainted that dress onto the body. And as you can see, the result looks quite perfect. And how you do that is also subject of this video course. Good. In the next example, we see another very important aspect regarding AI image creation, and this is knowing how to fix images. Because if you just enter a prompt into a Stable Diffusion tool like Focus, the one we use in this course, oftentimes you get images that are almost perfect, but just almost. In this case, the hand of this girl was completely destroyed, and my client wanted me to fix the image, and I did that. And as you can see afterwards, the hand looked just perfect. And in this course, you will also learn how to do that, because this is very important, and you just need to know how to do it. In this example, you see another task I did for a client. Honestly speaking, I don't like the style of the image too much, but my task was just to fix it. And as you can see, I did that because first the chair was quite destroyed. We have some damages here on the floor, and also the face looked a little bit weird. And I changed all these details, and afterwards the image looked at least way better without the errors, and the client could use the image. Here we see a nice office I created. You see, it's not only people we can create with Stable Diffusion, but also offices, things, gadgets, cars, animals. We can basically create anything with Stable Diffusion. And in this image down here, I even created the nice painting in the background of Marcus Aurelius. I just liked the image. In this example, we also see a nice office, in this case with people, and images like that are perfect if you are a web designer or a marketing agent and you just need to illustrate processes or daily business processes. And if you know how to do that, you can easily use images like this on websites, for example, of your consulting clients. And as a last example, I just want to show you some art also created with Stable Diffusion. As you can see, it's not only realism we can create, we can basically create anything we can think of. And in this course, you will also learn how to adjust the style of your images so that you can easily switch between hyper-realistic images, oil paintings, anime images, manga images, and whatever style you can think of. And this is done in a matter of seconds if you know what to do, and you will learn all that in this video course. And some people are even selling images like this on platforms like Etsy or Amazon and make a lot of money with it. So stay tuned. And as a last example, I want to show you some art created also with Stable Diffusion. As you can see, it's not only realism we can create with Stable Diffusion, but also art and oil paintings, anime images, manga images, and there are basically no limits to what we can create with Stable Diffusion. And you will learn in this course how you can easily switch between different styles so that you also can create AI generated art. And some people are even selling art pieces like this on platforms like Etsy or Amazon, and they make a lot of money with it. Good, that's it for the lecture. I hope now you have a better idea what we can actually achieve using Stable Diffusion and how powerful these tools actually are. And in the upcoming lectures, we will dive deeper into AI image creation to understand better how these images are actually created, and then we will learn step by step how to create these images for ourselves. So stay tuned.